All right, folks, and we are back here at the 2013 World Ball Hockey Championships, live from the Glacier in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, for some Pool B action between Team Great Britain and Team Italy. Like to say hello to all our viewers watching across Canada, across the world. Special ode to the boys in Great Britain and girls in Great Britain who have been with us all week, supporting wonderfully. Not to be outdone is the Italian contingent. My name is Chris Abbott. I'm joined, as always, by the World Championship cameraman, Teddy O'Rourke. And the Great Britain women's team, not worried about expending their energy for their game this afternoon. They're here, full cheerleading garb, ready to rock and roll. In all seriousness, folks, massive game in Pool B. The third-place Italians, the fourth-place Brits. Italy with 3 points, picking up their first win of the tournament yesterday. Great Britain, 2 points, 1-1, with the game in hand. So this does a big job for setting up who's going to get one of those top seeds. So we get ready to go here. Italy in the white uniforms with blue trim. Great Britain with the what can only be described as uniforms that look like the British flag threw up all over them. There's no rhyme, no reason. They're beautiful though, folks. I'm just having fun. I actually got one of these myself. My very own number 48 Johnny Tulip jersey. And we're ready to go. It's Bliss and Ferlisi off the draw. And we were asked on Twitter earlier what might be the difference in this one. And for me, it's the speed and finesse of these Great Britain forwards against the hulking defenders of Italy, especially number 11, Mike Forelli, who's out there again. He also leads the pool in scoring with 5 points. Ben Bliss in the corner. Ben Bliss on the ball, being watched very closely by Panarone, who introduced himself to me earlier today, saying he wasn't getting shout-outs on the broadcast. Ferlisi wide for Fiacconi, and that'll be offside. Italians have changed their lines around a little bit, and that only leads me to believe that the injury to Dave DiVizio in last night's game has carried over here, as now we have Scorito playing with Giordano and Mua. And Ferlisi has moved up with Tomasicchio and Fiacconi. So a different look from the Italians here today. And folks, in a hard-hitting, short-term tournament like this, injuries certainly part of the problem. And the Italians hope that some of these guys filling in can be part of the solution. Would like to let the boys in Great Britain know that I did also meet Randy Cannon last night. Randy was down at the Jack Byrne Arena for the opening ceremonies. Very excited to be part of the broadcast. Couldn't understand why we loved his name so much. I had to explain it to him. He's also part of the Johnny Tulip fan club, although he's not allowed to join until after the tournament. And that's rimmed past Corlett. Wood back to chase that, and that'll go for icing. 14:09 remains in the first period in what is a doubleheader of Great Britain action here today. Great Britain's men's team playing Italy right now, and this game will be followed immediately by the female Great Britain team playing off against Greece. The Great Britain females had their lunch fed to them yesterday, rather forcefully by the Canadians in a 17-0 thrashing, in which they were credited with one shot, and probably wasn't even a shot. But anyway, that happens. Away they come. It's Scorito. Scorito for the Italians. Scorito chips it in. Corlett and Wood back to recover. It's Wood. Sorry, it's Corlett. Corlett moves it left. Ashfield, Ellard, and Morrison. Very dangerous line here for the Brits on the ice. Big John D'Annunzio to Cantino. Contento. Contento's for Mua. Scorito with the shot. Chip back around, and here's Chris Morrison. The nifty Chris Morrison. Attacks D'Annunzio, and that's a bad matchup for Big John D'Annunzio as Morrison can fly. Dave D'Avizio on the ice for Italy, so looks to be okay. Back in the lineup today. A weak pass by Contento, and the Italians will try and get in a change. And here comes Matthew Bernardo, the speedy Bernardo, now playing with D'Avizio. And it looks to me as if maybe Daniel Satachi actually out of the lineup today for the Italians. Hasn't been on the floor. That's the change here. Not D'Avizio at all, but Satachi, who seems not to be in the lineup. And that's a massive loss for these Italians. It will give Elio Pascuzzo some more time. Pascuzzo in the corner, battling with the big Graham. And that's chipped ahead. Ali Cree on a first line shift here. Cree and Davis out there with Leafy Dixon. Dixon, Atkin, and Harwood getting some time here. Big shot by Tomasicchio. Arnott kicks out the leg and hangs on. So with 12:15 remaining in the first, there's no score. Shots 2-1 in favor of Great Britain. Let's get a shout out to the guys at Darlington College. They're watching the game over there with their tutor, Simon Blood. Simon, big supporter of this Great Britain team. Tomasicchio off the draw. He sends it back for Palermo. Palermo across for Fiacconi, who lets that fly. Here's Bliss. Stuart Bliss in the corner. And prancing behind the net, getting open there, the illustrious Johnny Tulip. Tulip high on those toes today, and Johnny looks ready to play. Here's Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss over the line, lets it fire. Stu Bliss beats John D'Annunzio. And already the speed of these Great Britain forwards going to cause John D'Annunzio fits. Away come the Italians. Here's Fiacconi. Fiacconi looking for some help. Turned over, and Ben Bliss away again. Tomasicchio can't keep up. Bliss chips it in, and back to retrieve that is John D'Avizio, number 82 for Team Italy. For Contento. That's Anthony Contento. He sends it across for Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio just misses Scarito on the far side. Scarito and Corlett come together in the corner. Corlett battling with Scarito along the boards in the far end. Scarito down there. And he turns it over. Ellard comes away with that. Ellard with the backhand play in his own zone. Always dangerous. Ahead for Ashfield. Ashfield loses his balance and goes for a header. And here we have Anthony Mua back to pick up the ball for Team Italy. Mua sends it far and long for Scarito, who gets a stick on it. Scarito, watched closely by Corlett. Scarito in for Giordano. Giordano, Mua. And Corlett comes up with that, and that play is broken up by Ashfield, who's had a great tournament here, Jay Ashfield. Seems to me to be an underrated player. He doesn't seem too flashy, but gets the job done. Ellard ahead to Ashfield. Knocked off his stick, and back comes Corlett. For Morrison, the nifty Chris Morrison sends it in deep. Past Nagnarella, and back to retrieve is Mike Varelli, the tournament's leading scorer in the B pool. Ahead for D'Avizio. D'Avizio, far side over here for Socio. Socio for Bernardo, and that's chipped in, and back to retrieve that is Wood. Wood rims it around the boards. Corlett still out there. Lengthy shift for him. D'Avizio back for Varelli. Varelli's shot tipped high and over the net into the mesh behind Graham Arnett. 5 minutes, 10 seconds played here in the first period. We'll be right back. Had a quick water break there, folks. One-man show in the booth here today is Trevor Murphy. Very selfish, only shows up to the well-attended Canadian games. Leaves me here to fend for myself, but that's okay, because that's how we like it. D'Annunzio turns that over. Harwood forechecks. D'Annunzio already playing a lot. Somebody else out of the lineup on the Italian blue line here today, as D'Annunzio getting a lot more floor time. See if we can figure out who's missing on the back end for the Italians. And away comes Cole. Babette Cole sends that one in. Tom Cole, big goal in the last game. And he's met down there by number 4, Palermo. Palermo sends it ahead for Tomasiccio, player of the game for Team Italy yesterday. He chips it in and heads off the floor. Great play there by Ali Cree, who gets it around to the blue line and not out. Contento lets one fire. Arnett does not see that one. Scarito on the ball. Scarito in for Fiacconi. Fiacconi watched there by Johnny Tulip. Johnny Tulip in deep. Stuart Bliss finishes the hit on Anthony Mua. Stuart Bliss then comes away with it. Great hands. Away at 3-on-2. Out wide for Ben Bliss. Can't hang on to it. Excuse me, that's Tommy Cole. Tommy Cole walks in. Stopped there by Scarito. Great play. Cole working hard, gets it back. Cole earning his floor time here for the Brits. Turns it over. And getting worked over there on the far side is Ben Bliss. Big shot knocked away by Nagnarella. Haven't seen much of Mick Donahue yet here today. And there he is. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Great Britain employing this trap strategy. Looking for the long bomb up here on the far blue line. Anthony Mua. And away come the Italians. It's Panarone. Panarone gets it ahead. Mua gets by Johnny Tulip, but his buddy's back there to break it up. Carl Graham. Tulip on Giordano. Giordano brings it out front. Mua with the shot. Arnett has no idea where the ball is. Finally finds it. And we've got an interference call coming up against Carl Graham. 7:36 remains in the first. And Carl Graham will head off for interference. So the Italians, with a quick move over on the far blue line by Anthony Mua to get around Johnny Tulip, create some havoc down low, leading to the Carl Graham penalty. And here they are on the power play. The Italians have the big unit out there, which Forlisi has joined as Sitachi, nowhere to be found. Definitely an injury. And over here for Fiacconi, back for Palermo. He'll be looking for the big shot. If not, he'll try and get Tomasiccio for the one-timer on the left wing. Tomasiccio fires, he scores! Vito Tomasiccio. And he is a very, very dangerous player for Team Italy. Player of the game in their game yesterday. And Vito Tomasiccio, the heart and soul of this Italian team, with big Mike Varelli in front there. The Italian Zdeno Chara, Mike Varelli. A massive, massive man, and that one gets by Arnett on the blocker side. So with 7:14 to play, the Italians get out to a 1-0 lead. And there's a player down, and he's hurt for Great Britain. That is, can't see who that is limping around down there. That looks to be Wood. Wood hammered down low. But here's Morrison, who turns it over at the blue. Morrison, get the red. Morrison doing it all himself here. Chris Morrison not wanting to move that puck or put it deep and turns it over again. And we've got a face-off outside the Italian blue line. We'll get to the emails here. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2013 WBHC. Ball heads deep. Davis back to retrieve. He battles with Forlisi. Ali Cree out there again. Ahead for Atkin. Atkin turns it over. Wide for Tomasiccio. In front for Forlisi. And that one is smothered by Graham Arnett. But the Brits have to be careful. This line of Tomasiccio, Forlisi, and Fiacconi, newly formed with the loss of Daniel Sitachi to injury. Face-off one. Anthony Mua sends that wide. Around for John DeVizio. DeVizio keeps that in. Battles with Ben Bliss. Bliss comes away with it. Mua chips it in the zone for Scarito. Scarito looks for Denuncio. Scarito sends it towards goal. And that's chipped out by Carl Graham. DeVizio calls for it. Little too far. Bliss on the back check, and here's Captain Mick Donahue. Donahue sends it ahead. Nice pass for Bliss. Bliss walks in, shoots, and Nagnarella knocks that wide with the blocker. Italy out shooting Great Britain 11-4 at this point. And if there is a weakness for the Italian team, it may be in goal. He hasn't seen a lot of shots, but he may have had to make a lot of saves, but has let in some weak goals. Fortunately, the strong Italian team defense has made it that way. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield chips it ahead for Ellard. Ellard over the blue, and that's knocked away by Big Mike Varelli. Here's Morrison. Morrison versus Varelli for Ellard. And that's what they need to do with these big Italians. Give and goes on the D-men. Make them move, these big hulking defensemen. Ashfield down low. He loses it, and away comes Giordano. Giordano goes down hard, courtesy of Ashfield. Jay Ashfield gets the red over for Morrison. Morrison shoots, and Nagnarella knocks that up and over the glass out of play. A frantic pace here. 4:44 remains in the first period. Team Italy with a 1-0 lead on Team Great Britain. Off the draw, rimmed by Panarone. On that is Atkin. Back for Wood. Wood shoots. That's wide. Bounces off the far boards. We've got Cole, Harwood, and Dixon out here now. Wood in for Cole. Bounces off him. Tommy Cole with the shot. And Nagnarella takes that one in with the leather lobster. Offensive zone face-off. Brits coming with Bliss, Donahue, Graham, and obviously Johnny Tulip. Bliss for Bliss, and that's chipped away here by Tomasicchio. And away come the Italians. Tomasicchio for Fiacconi, can't connect. Carl Graham sends it wide for Donahue. Donahue met over there by Panarone. Panarone sends it ahead for Tomasicchio, knocked down by Tulip. Here's Tulip. Pretty play across here to Graham. There to Bliss. Here's Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss hits the line. Stu Bliss driving, sent across. Nobody home though, as Mick Donahue was headed in the wrong direction. Back to retrieve is Palermo. Palermo for the Italians now behind the goal. 3:41 remains in the first period. Here's Palermo being watched closely by Stuart Bliss. Outlet pass for Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio, backhand pass just too far for Fiacconi, and that will go for icing, and we'll have a face-off all the way back in the Team Italy zone. 3:29 remains here in the first period. And folks, don't forget you can reach us here in the broadcast area, 2013WBHC@gmail.com. Alternatively on Twitter at 2013WBHC, or also on Facebook, 2013 World Ball Hockey Championships. DeVizio waiting. Sent wide, knocked down by Corlett. Here comes Ellard. Ellard flips one on net. That Nagnarella knocks wide. Contento back there. Anthony Contento has a man wide on the left wing, tries to hit him. A long stretch pass for Anthony Mua. Mua does not get there in time, and that will go for icing. 2:51 remains in what's been a fast-paced first period here. Italy still leads 1-0. Great Britain climbing back on the shot clock. Shots now 11-7 in favor of the Italians. Face off by Ashfield. Morrison sends that toward the goal, and Nagnarella makes the save. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield wins the draw for Ellard. Ellard for Wood. Wood for Ellard. Ellard lets one fly, and Nagnarella does not see that. Just wide of the goal. Corlett keeps it in. Panarone chips it out. Corlett with a nice play to get it on the backhand for Ellard. Ellard shoots, and a great shot block there by the Team Italy player, Emil Ferlisi. Big Mike Ferrelli drops that. Chip by Ferlisi, but on this side of the red line, that will go for icing. And Great Britain will get into change as well as the Italian forwards. Face-off specialist James Dixon hits the floor. Leafy Dixon writing a blog, folks. You can find him through UK Ball Hockey. He's been chronicling the exploits of this Great Britain squad here leading up to and during these games. Dixon 0 for 1 now on the face-offs. Sent for Mua. Mua, wide side for Giordano. Giordano hits the line. Waiting for help as his mates change. Shot Giordano over the shoulder of Arnett. Around it comes to Harwood. Harwood can't get that. Here's DeVizio. DeVizio for Giordano. Giordano on net, and Arnett with a nifty blocker save puts that one up and out of play. Minute 52 remaining here in the first period. This very fast-paced, very important B-pool game. Great Britain back with Bliss, Donahue, Tulip, and Graham. Italy counters Bernardo, Soggio, DeVizio, D'Annunzio, and Palermo on the blue line. Scramble draw on the stick of Soggio. Soggio for Johnny Tulip. Tulip wheels the net, loses DeVizio. The elusive Johnny Tulip trying it again. Sends it back across for Carl Graham. Graham comes up the floor. Carl Graham chips it in. Off the hand of Soggio. That's shot down the floor by D'Annunzio. Dave DeVizio hustles to get there, and that stick rockets around the boards. And DeVizio is whistled for a penalty. And I'm not sure what. Might be on sportsmanlike conduct for throwing his stick. Hard to see from this broadcast position. DeVizio with his hands out like he's meditating, looking to the sky. You're going to the box, Dave. That's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. Mike Ferrelli in his usual place in the referee's ear after every call against Team Italy. And we have the wave started by the Great Britain women's team, and it just came around here to the broadcast booth. Johnny Tulip on the power play for Team Great Britain. Johnny Tulip sends a wide for Bliss. That's picked off by Giordano. Here's Bliss. Ben Bliss trying to will his way in. Stu Bliss chips it in. Ben Bliss on the attack. Here's Ben Bliss. He'll corral it. Look back here for Graham. Graham fires, and that curves wide off the body of Varelli. Ben Bliss in front for Stu Bliss. Can't happen. Giordano comes away with it. Back to retreat. Johnny Tulip. Good outlet pass by Arnett to prevent the Italians from changing. Donahue takes the shoulder, and here comes Scarito, a top-notch penalty killer in his own right. That's fired by Arnett. Maybe they should use him on the point on the power play. And it's knocked back in the zone. Carl Graham recovers. Here's Graham. Sent long for Tulip, who knifes that one into the zone. And Tulip will hustle off for a change. Nagnarella sends it around for Ferlisi. Ferlisi sends it down the ice. Corlett almost gets a hold of that one, but that's all the way to Arnett. We've got the end of the first period, folks, with 43 seconds remaining in the Great Britain power play. A very, very fast-paced first period. Shots on goal after the first 12-7. And we'll take a quick look at the email inbox, see what I've got here now. And they're right, the boys are working today because we're not getting any emails from the Johnny Tulip fan club. Now you're just begging Darlington College. Because it's a slow news day, I'll do it for you. Mark Smith at Darlington College gets a shout out. You can't be begging, Mark. What are they doing at Darlington College? What are you guys paying for tuition? I just got another one from Simon student. Simon, so are you making money and these kids are not doing anything? Simon, that is just a terrible role model type behavior. And you should listen to me here now, Simon. Like, you got to get your life together, man. That's all I got to say about that. Thanks to everyone at Darlington College for watching, guys. All jokes aside, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it. Very quiet here in the Glacier right now, Tatey. I don't know what's going on. It's prayer time or what's happening, but we'll be right back after this break. All right, we're back here at the Glacier. As this first intermission rolls on, normally we have guests, but neither team sending a representative as they are looking to get this game in order. A nice screenshot of Johnny Tulip. If anyone in the fan club's watching there, Johnny, obviously the teacher's pet, standing arm in arm with the coach, maybe looking for more ice time possibly. It's just the kind of guy he is. Those screams in the background. It's Team Italy getting fired up for this second period. They've also brought a drum over here, but they do not compare to the Great Britain team in terms of fan support, as there is one Great Britain or one Italian fan over there. The Brits get ready to go again here for period 2 action, and they've got 43 seconds remaining on a power play to start this one. Want to say hello. It's a massive shout out to Tom Cole from the boys back home, Danny and Luke. Tommy's playing well here today, probably the most floor time he's had yet, boys, so a good time to tune in. Helen, grab him. Hi, Chris. You said there are no emails from the JT fan club, so I thought I'd better send you one. Nice sunny day here in the northeast of England. And this honorary Northeast Deck Star is about to finish work and go home to catch the rest of the England-Italy game. Thanks for another great commentary. I know all the Deck Stars are loving it. Yesterday's interview with Johnny was well worth struggling with the sound for. As for Richie Worrell the day before, my son James and I were roaring with the laughter in the kitchen. Best regards. Well, we're doing our best with the sound here. It's a loud arena, so we can't always have the way we like, but we'll do our best. And we got an email from Mike Dunn, who's home faking an injury. He's locked into the Great Britain games of the office. Commentary top notch as always. Thanks for the shout out there, Mike. Certainly appreciate it. Can you get the cameraman to focus on someone else from Johnny? Tell him there's more than one person on the Great Britain team. Not in our eyes, there's not. And away we go. And the Italian supporters, who today number in one man with a drum, are making as much noise as possible. Sent in deep, and Nagnarella plays that. He plays it out, claiming that it bounced off the boards. And we'll get the call. No delay of game forthcoming. As the Newfie Stomp blares over the loudspeaker here, and that gets the Great Britain ladies up and dancing across the way. Face-off lost by Ashfield. Battle down there between Morrison and Panarone. Panarone slips and falls. There's Morrison, walks. Morrison all day, sends it, shot by Wood, and that hits a body in front. And away come the Italians. It's Giordano. Giordano wide for Tomasicchio. He's got Scorito going to the net, and our net will grab on and hold that loose ball. Bliss and Ferlisi on the draw. Ferlisi wins that for Fiacconi, who sends it in front. Tulip knocks that away. Graham battles with Ferlisi, and Bliss clears that out to Donahue. Donahue can't corral on the right wing. Goes back for Tulip. Tulip chips it to partner Graham. Graham back for Tulip. Tulip almost planted there by Tomasicchio. And here comes Bliss. Bliss across for Bliss. Bliss for Graham. He's got a lane to the net. He lets one fly off the backboards. Rebound. Nobody can corral the loose ball. There's Ben Bliss, but has a roll off his stick. Tomasicchio with a very quick pass to Ferlisi. Vito Tomasicchio, possibly the MVP of this tournament so far for the Italians. Back for D'Annunzio. D'Annunzio for Palermo. And Palermo retreats to allow his mates to change. Palermo, as the Italians get in a full line change. Bliss in a battle over there with the big Mua. D'Annunzio across for Bernardo. Bernardo hammers that in around the boards. First on that is John DeVizio. DeVizio met there by Tulip. Tulip, DeVizio, battle. Out for Bernardo, picked off by Tulip. Tulip will retreat behind his net. Tulip turns back into trouble, though. He's met there by DeVizio. Tulip in there with Pascuzzo. Pascuzzo ahead. And here's Harden. And Atkin flies down the wing. He's got Dixon heading towards the net. Here's Atkin. He's looking for a mate. He has to pull up. He's got Graham back there playing Coach Ali Cree over here on the close side. And that's tipped away. Away comes DeVizio. DeVizio across there for his brother, the other DeVizio. I don't know if they're brothers. I'm just calling them brothers. John DeVizio hammers that in. And that bounces off of Harwood, and over the glass. It's Ashfield. Ashfield to Morrison away. Ashfield, time, shoots, and just drifts it wide over the blocker of Nagnarella. On that is Ellard. Ellard working. Away comes Giordano. And there's Daniel Satachi making an appearance. Satachi back after missing the first. He's out there with Giordano and Scorito giving it a go. Here's Varelli. Varelli for Scorito. Wide side for Giordano, and that's stopped. And there's Ali Cree chipping it around for Ellard. Ellard has Ashfield and Morrison ahead, and he sends that ahead for Morrison, who does a great job to corral it. In for Ashfield, who's met there by Scorito. Scorito slowed down, met by Ellard. That's rimmed around. Great Britain got to be careful. Almost caught for too many men there as Corlett regroups. Corlett across, and that's a body into Wood by Giordano. That one's cleared over the glass by Graham Arnett, and that's going to be a 2-minute delay of game penalty. Curious that Daniel Satachi makes an appearance here in the second. Makes one wonder if he's hurt. Maybe it was a disciplinary thing where he was benched for a period. Hard to say. We'll get our roving reporters on that down on the sidelines. Oh, wait. I'm the only person here with a microphone. Face off to the left of Graham Arnett. As Great Britain will go down a man for 2 minutes because of the Arnett delay of game call. Got an email come in from Mark Smith. Question for you to answer live on screen. It's my first time watching ball hockey. Has anyone ever had a fight? And what would be the score if Great Britain played Canada? Well, to answer the first part of your question, Mark, you can bet dollars to donuts that there's certainly been fights. I would say they are more dangerous than ice hockey fights because the balance is just that much better. Guys are just squaring off on their sneakers, and it's more like a ballroom brawl than a hockey fight. However, there are not a lot because the penalties are stiff, especially at the World Championship level. Second part of your question there regarding the score if Great Britain played Canada. In the men's division, they're in different pools. So Canada's in the A pool, Great Britain in the B pool. I'm willing to bet it may be somewhat similar, but not as bad as the Canadian women versus the Great Britain women yesterday, which was a 17-0 whitewashing. Here's for Lisi and a big toe save by Arnett. So, yeah, it's hard to say what would happen if Canada played Great Britain, but I wouldn't want to be wearing a Great Britain jersey for that one. Back for Palermo. Tomasicchio moving the ball. Great ball movement. Oh, wow, what a pretty goal by the Italians. Mike Varelli finishing that one off. But there's not much you can do there. Tomasicchio straight to Varelli. Into the middle for Fricconi. Back for big Mike Varelli. He makes it 2-0 Italy. And they're not going to get much prettier than that on the power play, folks. But that does not deter the Great Britain supporters as they are having a time over there. Tell my mom when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone, blaring over the speakers. Couple more emails. Adam Kelly writes, boys are doing great. Keep pushing. We'll break the Italians. Great to see Team Great Britain working so well together. Want to be with you guys next tournament. In Tulip, we trust. Loving the commentary watching live in Derby, UK. Thank you very much. Shot there over the net and up into the netting. Adam Rakos. Hi, my name is Adam. I just want to say go, Johnny, go. There's nothing being done at Darlington College. Is Darlington College even a real place? I'm curious. Face off to the right of our net. That's won by Ashfield. Scrambled. Bernardo goes down in a heap in the face-off dot. Contento sends that in off the stick of our net and over the glass and out of play. 9:01 remains here in the second period. Italy with a 2-0 lead. And I think I'm seeing some sort of Harlem Shake, Gangnam style hybrid going on over there in the Great Britain fan section. Probably a goalie doing that. Away we go. Here's Palermo. He walks in, uncontested, shoots just wide of the net. Tulip on that. Tulip sends it around. Giordano gets a piece, but not enough to keep it in. D'Annunzio back to recover. Panarone over here calling for it. Panarone now on the near side. Sends it up. And that's chipped in. The Italians playing a very good team game today as they started this tournament slow, but they've certainly been able to put it together. Haven't seen Satachi since he came out for a shift, so I'm thinking it may have been an injury. Gave it a try, can't go. Stuart Bliss in there with Panarone. Bliss and Panarone meet there in the corner. Bliss looking for his brother. Bliss hits his brother. And we're going to get an interference call by the looks of things. Slashing on Chris Morrison in front of the net. And you got to think the referee's looking for that one. Jeez, that wasn't very evident. We've got a Twitter music request from the ladies to hear YMCA. See if I can make that happen. I'm not controlling the music. One of the things I'm not doing this weekend. And unfortunately, I don't have a text number for the DJ. He's down in the penalty box. Palermo sends that up for Fiacconi. Fiacconi. One official waves off the offside. The other one calls it. But the one on the line is the one that called it. They're going to get together, get it right. Here's Fiacconi. Fiacconi sends it wide. Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio for Palermo. Palermo sends it wide for Varelli. Sorry, Fiacconi. Fiacconi in. Shot on goal. Turned away by Arnett. Palermo for Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio sends it in deep for Lisi to Varelli. And that's a big save by Arnett as Fiacconi and Morrison come together over on the boards there. Morrison. Here's Varelli. Varelli and Wood meet up in the corner. For Lisi, for Fiacconi. Fiacconi to dangerous Tomasicchio for Palermo. Palermo for Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio winds, fires, and that's blocked there by Ellard. Tomasicchio. 27 seconds in the penalty for Lisi. Palermo. Palermo for Tomasicchio. Joined by Mua, who just jumps over the boards here. Tomasicchio is going to wind, fire. And Arnett gets a glove on that and covers up. No rebound. 13 seconds remain in the penalty. 6:22 in the period. Face off to the right of the Great Britain goaltender. Got a couple of emails here. Adam Kelly, the Great Britain team, Czech Republic lost 13-1. If that helps decide how they would stand against Canada. Daniel Roebuck, congratulations to Mick Donohue on his engagement to Amy Hill. I don't know if that's true or not, but congratulations. Craig Johnson, my name is Craig Johnson. Yes, Darlington College is real. Look it up on Google Maps. Here's Ben Bliss. Satachi out for another shift. This time with Scarito and Giordano. Away come the Brits. Stick lift. So Stu Bliss in there on DeVizio. Here's Giordano. Giordano hits the line. Giordano sends it in for Satachi, who can't connect. Big shot there by Scarito, and that comes all the way around for John DeVizio. John DeVizio sends it in deep. Great Britain looking a little fatigued here now. Tulip gives up on that one. Scarito walks around, and Arnett's there to make the save. Great Britain not moving their feet at all here. Here's Sogio. Sogio, stop. Graham puts the body into him. Stuart Bliss is there, and he'll send it back out to DeVizio. Arnett gets a blocker on that, tries to steer it over the glass, but can't. Back for Giordano. Here's Bernardo. Bernardo sends it in for Panarone. Panarone can't get there. Mick Donohue chips it in deep as his mates go for a change. John DeVizio back. Stopping behind the net. Tom Cole out there for a shift with Dixon, and they'll be joined by Harwood. In deep, Cree is in there. Meets Dave DeVizio in the corner. Ali Cree battling with Dave DeVizio. Gets away with a little interference there. Carl Graham chips it around. And here's Cree. The playing coach, Ali Cree, sends it across. That bounces off a leg. And forward. And they can't connect there as Dixon and Cole get their wires crossed. Here's Tomasicchio again. So we've got the top Italian line. Shot Fiacconi. Huge save. Top Italian line against the third line for Great Britain. This could be trouble. And Varelli's whistled for the high stick. And there will be a face-off deep in the Italian zone. Thanks for the email there from Kyle Doan. New to the sport. And the support back home has been amazing. Hopefully he'll join their ranks at some point. Thanks, Kyle. And another email here from Sarah Jane, who says she's enjoying it, having a laugh. Appreciate it. Just mentioned the girls doing a Harlem Shake. Here's a link to some of the... Here's a link. Oh, my goodness. I'll try and watch that when I get a chance. Here's Contento. Contento on the ball. He chips it ahead. Knocked down there by Ellard, who loses it to Fiacconi. Fiacconi, who's been a threat all day for Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio walks, fires. That's in. Scrambled. Big save, Arnett. Rebound, Arnett. Another save. And he'll hang on with 3:26 remaining here in the second. Score remains 2-0. In favor of the Italians. Bernardo out there with Pascuzzo and Mua. D'Annunzio, DeVizio on the back end, and away comes Morrison. Tangled up off the draw there, and here's Morrison with Ellard. Ashfield late getting into the play. Ellard holds up, sends one on net. Nagnarella with his first action in a while. That's actually one of the few shots they've gotten on him this period, of 2 or 3 maybe. Face off by Stuart Bliss for Donahue. Donahue drop back for Graham, who lets that one fly. Can't connect. That's out. Back here for Bliss. Tulip digging with Pescuzzo. And Graham with a left-handed kick in deep. Here's DeVizio. DeVizio waiting. Sends that wide for Bernardo. Back for DeVizio. Ahead for Bernardo. Bernardo fires. And that's wide over the glove of Graham Arnett. Here's Bernardo. Back for DeVizio. DeVizio fires. That hits Pescuzzo in front. And ricochets out of play. And folks, Great Britain's got to get their feet moving here. Spend a lot of time watching rather than initiating. And it could be fatigue, as they've been playing with 3 lines primarily this tournament, although coming off an off day yesterday, you'd think there'd be something in the tank for these guys. But it's been a rough go so far, only mustering 12 shots to this point in the game to Italy's 21. And without the play of Graham Arnett, the scoreline could be a little different. Here's Corlett behind the net. Wood. Sends that around for Ellard. Ellard hits the line, and he's going to chip that deep for Ashfield. Ashfield on the attack. He runs into Ferlisi down low, and Panarone comes up with that. Back they come, the Italians. Chipped ahead here. Scarito driving hard to the net. Takes that one off the foot from Ferlisi. Wood and Ferlisi come together in the slot. Ferlisi battling with Wood. Ellard back there on the back check. Ellard sends it ahead for Morrison. Morrison heads away, waiting for help. Morrison does not like to give up that ball. There it is. He puts it deep, and it's stopped by Gagnarella. Gagnarella comes out, bounces that one off Morrison, goes to the sideboards for Giordano. Down goes Ellard on the forecheck. Long shift for these guys. Sent ahead for DeVizio. That'll be hammered in. Here's Wood. Back for Corlett. Corlett. Coming up the floor, Corlett. Sends it in for Wood. Wood out here wide for Ellard, who's still on. Very long shift for this line. Ellard coming to the net. He's dumped. No call forthcoming. Morrison in on that. Morrison walks. Now there'll be a call against Italy. Morrison still with the ball. He's knocked down. 45 seconds remain. And there's a holding call coming to the Italian player here. Looks to be Stefan Panarone, who's been whistled for the infraction. All right, folks, we're going to start the over-under on me losing my voice at game number 19. 39 games here to call this week. This is game 14. Early medical reports are that I have a tickle in my throat, and the wrappers on the Halls package I have melted on to the lozenges, so I cannot eat them. So we'll start the over-under at 18, and we'll accept bidding. Do it privately, please. Johnny Tulip with the ball. Sends it wide for Graham. He shoots. That's saved by Nagnarella. Into the corner. Dan Satachi sends that out and down. 21 seconds remain. Britt's calling for the delay of game penalty. Potentially a high stick. Bliss goes in there to pick up for grandfather Donahue, giving Satachi a shot. 21.6 seconds remain here in the second period. 2-0 the score. Donahue shoots, rebound, Ben Bliss, ball still loose. Bliss turns, fires, can't find it. Elbowing call coming to Italy. So there'll be a minute and a half power play. 13.8 remaining here in the second, but a huge opportunity coming here now for the Brits. We've got a email from Danielle who says, OMG, number 71 on Team Italy is so hot. Who is he? Well, Danielle, his name is Stefan Panarone, and he's a good dude. Ellard sends it to the net. Bliss fires. Ball's loose down there. Oh, what a save by Nagnarella, who's able to knock that one down at the buzzer. So after 2 periods, the score remains Italy 2, Great Britain 0. All right, folks, so it's 2-0 after 2 here. We're going to take a break, catch our breath, and we'll be back for period number 3 here on Bella Lion Community 1, broadcasting the 2013 World Ball Hockey Championships from Newfoundland, Labrador, Canada. All right, folks, we're back with a surprise interview here. In the second intermission, we have some members of the Great Britain women's team who have been making your eardrums bleed now at home. And they've been here cheering loudly all week. Unbelievable support we've had from both the Great Britain men's, women's teams, and, of course, the fans at home. So who do we have here?
I'm Catherine.
I'm Nikki. I'm Joy.
Amy.
All right, and you guys had your first game yesterday?
We did, yes.
How was that?
Hard work, but we came out feeling positive.
Yeah?
We did really well, yeah.
It was an experience to play against them at least.
Yeah, it was a tough. I can't take you serious with those glasses on.
Sorry. not the nose of the tongue.
It was, no, I can get past that. Those, she's like, oh, it was really hard. We learned a lesson. We gave it our 110%, and you're wearing these glasses. But so, guys, how did all this get going? This team camaraderie. We've seen it with other teams, but nothing to the level you guys have. What's the backstory here?
We know a lot of each other from back home, a lot of the guys, and I think we just kind of clicked straight away, didn't we? A straight group, and we're all very supportive of each other naturally, aren't we?
I think it's just kind of a bit of an underdog story as well. All the other teams are just full of Canadians, and it's good to be we're all from
home, so we know everybody from back home. We see each other regularly, and I don't know, it's fun. Everyone's fun to be around, and there's lots of different personalities, and it's just good fun.
Have you guys thought of maybe protesting to get all these other teams full of Canadians disqualified?
Not disqualified. Not disqualified, but it would be nice to see more teams with a lot more people from that country.
Especially just to like help the sport develop. We've managed this like one of other countries.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, man. We're doing an interview over here. So I guess one thing is, and the big reason why there's Canadians playing on a lot of these teams is they're trying to get to where you guys are now in terms of growing the sport locally. So this is your guys' second time at the Worlds. Were you guys some part of the team last time?
Joy was.
Joy was. I think you're the only one, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 3 new.
Okay, and comparing that experience to this experience, are you guys seeing a progression like you'd like to see?
Well, it's just that we're playing Greece next, and that's a completely different team. They were talking to us yesterday, and they're saying they've got all the Canadians back. And I was like, well, that's taking the fun away. But that was the game we were looking forward to, and so I was like, right, Canada all over again. So.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be as bad. Let's hope. Can't get much worse. But
That's one way to look at it.
no, I'm just kidding, guys. The support back home, all the people who've been writing in, emailing in, tweeting in, joining the Johnny Tulip fan club, all this stuff, absolutely crazy. What do you guys make of it?
It's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
like celebrities.
everything is just constant. I mean, Facebook, Twitter is just all about the championships.
Yeah.
It's
Gives you an extra
everyone
boost,
back
doesn't it?
home, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to stay with the girls for a couple more minutes. We'll let the play develop here behind us, but you guys got a game coming up against Greece. Want to regroup from yesterday. So what's the message going into today's game before you hit the floor that you guys are going to the coaching staff is going to send to you?
I think just fight hard, use what we learned from yesterday, apply that to today's game.
But at the same time, put yesterday behind us. It's a new game today, so
We're still feeling positive and upbeat and ready to play some hockey.
Absolutely. Well,
We're going to win.
and there it is, right there. Amy, number 45, predicting victory. So you can put that on Twitter, Facebook, book it in Vegas. Great Britain here, predicting victory. I think if you guys were to maybe keep those hats instead of your regular helmets.
That was the idea. We were going to just put the visor on this hat here, and
it'll put them off, right?
Yeah. Those glasses will.
Exactly, yeah.
they'll work.
Can't see anything, but it'll put them off tactics.
So guys, I know you got to go get ready for your game, but quickly, is this everyone's first time in Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what do you make of it all so far?
Awesome.
Loving it.
The amount of attention that you get from cars going by, just people in the street, it's
Everyone's
incredible.
really friendly.
Everyone's really friendly, yeah. It's a nice place, it's lovely.
That's great. We're glad we're having a fun time. And you know what? It's only day 4. We've still got a ton of time left here. You guys got lots of hockey to play. Keep going with the support because I know the coverage we're giving, the amount of attention that it's getting back home, this stuff over in the stands, it's just fantastic. And you talk about growing the game in other countries and keeping, local players there rather than bringing in Canadians to fill the teams. What you guys are doing is absolutely going to help build that and build the sport. And thank you so much, guys, for all your passion.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
And is there anyone you want to say hi to at home before?
I have a little boy at home that actually did a shout out for me yesterday. So hi, James. He'll be hopefully sitting at home watching today.
Hi to any Wildcats that are watching.
Nottingham Wolves, my team back home, and any friends and family.
All right.
Just my mum.
Yay, Amy's mum.
And Joy, I guess just before you go, you got a lot of attention on the email the other day. So you got a lot of friends, or do you buy them? How do you?
I pay them a lot of money.
You pay
All my
them?
wages, I'm just like, guys, send Chris these emails. I just want to get a bit of a shout out. But it's all just the university, all the team that I play for then, and obviously my parents, and try to get it out on Twitter.
Awesome.
Bit of modern technology for them, so I'm loving it. Yeah.
Well, you guys are having so much fun. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get back to the game. Hopefully the boys can put a dent in this game.
Yeah.
And you guys, good luck in your game today too.
Thanks,
okay?
Chris.
All right. All right, folks, and we are back, and I'm sure there's a litany of emails after that great piece with the women's team. That was a surprise for me too, so apologize for not advertising it. And we're going to try and do a bit more of that stuff as the week goes on. There's Leafy Dixon firing that in. Atkins on that. Cree out there. Ali Cree has played more today than any other game, and he's acquitting himself quite well. Here's Graham. Graham's watching Contento. On there, Sojo. Sojo sends that out for Panarone, who a couple of viewers are very smitten with. Oh, and he's crunched in the corner by Davis. No call forthcoming. Sojo. And that's shipped away to Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss away with Mick Donahue. Donahue against Contento. Donahue just really a poor effort there. Just gave it away. And I think the gas tank is nearing empty here for Great Britain. Pushed ahead for Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss will chip that one in on Nagnarella. Tough bounce. Stu can't get there. And away they come again. Ferlisi. Ferlisi sends it out wide. And Natalia is whistled for the offside. So 10:30 remains here in the third period. Italy still with a 2-0 lead over Great Britain. Thanks, Joy, for the Wildcats shout-out. We love you. Go, Great Britain, go. And the girls were a pleasure to have up here in the booth, and we're so happy we could do it. Back to the action. Here's Fiacconi. Fiacconi now. Holds. Gets around Ashfield. Shoots. And Arnett with the stop. Shots now 23-22 in favor of the Italians. Ashfield, Ellard, Morrison out there with Tomasiccio. Fiacconi, Ferlisi for the Italians. Here's Corlett. Corlett will send that back for Wood. Wood holds, rins the puck for Ellard. Ellard can't handle it, turns it over there to Fiacconi. Fiacconi, Tomasiccio lurking. Sent for Arnett. Arnett jumps on that. Takes the stick in the noggin from his own defender. 9:42 remain, face off to the left of the Great Britain keeper. Back comes the big guns for Great Britain. Bliss, Donahue, Tulip, and Graham. Actually, that's Tom Cole out there with the big line, and he's flying. Cole runs into Contento, and Tom Cole uses his speed to draw a penalty. Tom Cole getting a shift with the big line, uses his wheels, clearly faster than Mick Donahue. And Johnny Tulip having a few words with big Anthony Contento. Johnny Tulip with all the fan club behind him, and how about Tom Cole? And I don't know Johnny Tulip, but I'd say if he were out with you at the pubs, you might get in a bit of trouble. Seems to be a small guy who likes to bark on the big ones. Stuart Bliss for Tulip. Tulip holds. Tulip fakes the shot for Graham. Graham sends it in deep for Bliss. Donahue back out there now for the power play. Tom Cole well rewarded on the bench for that effort. Here's Tulip for Graham, for Tulip. Tulip for Graham. He walks into that one, and a big save by Nagnarella. Bliss holds. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Bliss in for Bliss. For Tulip. Tulip sends it for Bliss. Ben Bliss shoots, And that's knocked down in front and sent the length of the floor. Promising looking power play early on for Great Britain. But the Italians, as they've done all week, with a very strong PK. Tulip chips that in deep. And on it is Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss on Daniel Sitachi. Play the advantage there. Sent around for Tulip. Tulip will control, and a slashing penalty coming to Stuart Bliss. Negates the errant pass by Johnny Tulip anyhow. Well, it's going to be Ben Bliss, going to the box for a slash. So play 4-on-4 for 54 seconds. 8:26 remaining. Four-on-four play here. Shot by Scarito off the pad of Arnett. Sent around by Wood. Up ahead for Morrison. Morrison and Ashfield on this 4-on-4. Morrison holds. Back for Wood. Here's Wood looking for somebody open. He turns it over and away they come on a 3-on-2. It's DeVizio for Lisi. Bernardo. Shot by DeVizio, blocked by Wood. Wood on the ball now. 10 seconds remain in the Italian penalty, and then they'll be on the power play for a minute. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield hits the red line. Turn back. Cree sends it wide for Morrison. Morrison with the ball, and Great Britain now shorthanded as Sitachi comes out of the box. Here's Scorito, sends it ahead. Too far, Fiacconi. And some frustration from Scorito. Very emotional player, but a very good player. LOL from Brit, going to the box for a slash. In British English, to have a slash means go for a P. More inadvertent Britishisms, please. Well, you can count on that. Sent ahead by Palermo. And the number one power play unit back out. There's Tomasicchio. Palermo for Lisi. Fiacconi. And that one just rolls off, and they'll have to retreat to the blue line. There's Fiacconi. Big Varelli headed to the net. Varelli, another strong game here for Team Italy. Palermo, Tomasicchio fires. That hits the post, I think, and heads to this corner. Varelli in front. Arnett can't see a thing. Varelli knocks that down, shoots, fires it wide. Team's back at even strength. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to play here in the third. Varelli sends that in. And a quick play by Graham to send that over the glass. And we'll have a face-off deep in the Great Britain zone. Play continues deep. Corlett battles with DeVizio. Sent around. Bernardo in on the ball. Bernardo comes together with Ashfield. Morrison leaves his position on the wing to pick that up. Morrison stick handles, loses it for Wood. Wood around for Morrison. Morrison back for Wood. 5:44 remains in the third. Italy gone to a very, very defensive style here. Here's Corlett. Corlett runs into DeVizio, sends out deep. Out for Bernardo. Bernardo across from Muia. Muia away. Muia sends that deep. Pascuzzo out there lurking. Bernardo around. And Graham brings away the Brits. Wide for Morrison. Morrison gains the blue line. Pulls up Morrison. Gets Ashfield on the wing. Ashfield shot blocked by DeVizio. Ashfield grabs on, gets away with a hold. And away come the Italians. Mick Davis sends that ahead. 4:40 remain in the second period. That's chipped ahead by Pascuzzo. Elio Pascuzzo in there battling with Mitch Davis. Pascuzzo takes a header. And here's Morrison. Morrison, Ellard and Ashfield joining the rush. That's Dixon. Ashfield's gone off. Here's Davis, walks, tipped just high by Ellard. Here's Leafy Dixon. Dixon sends it in. Turned over to Scarito. The lightning quick Scarito up the floor. Scarito sends it on net. That hits Arnett in the mask. So play will be whistled dead. 4:03 to play in the third period. Italy still leads 2-0. The ball bounces around down there, and that's finished off by Fiacconi off the draw, and it's 3-0 Italy. That happened so quickly off the face-off, off the backboards, bounces around, Fiacconi puts it away. 3-0 Italy. Got an email question coming in here. My name is Adam. Adam Rakos, just want to say I'm loving the game. Hope Great Britain win. Plus, I just want to ask you, what's your favorite team? This is my first time watching. Music requests for Bob Marley. I don't have access to the DJ, Adam. If you're asking what my favorite ice hockey team is, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Don't blame me for that. I was born into it. Internationally, I'll have to cheer for Canada, seeing that's where I'm from. Shot by Fiacconi off the shoulder of the Great Britain keeper, Graham Arnett. For Tomasicchio. Tomasicchio holds. He's driven into the boards by Stuart Bliss. Satachi back out there. He's hammered by Stuart Bliss. Bliss just throwing his weight around out there. Fiacconi drops his stick on the back check. Bliss knocked off the ball by DeVizio, and away they come. Vito Tomasicchio gets the blue line, holds up, dumps it in, and goes for a change. And here's Graham. Graham moves it up the wing. Far side for Morrison for Ellard. Ben Bliss goes to the net. Ashfield fires. Well, that's wide of the goal. 2:35 remain. Italy lead 3-0. Turnover, Morrison. Morrison and Ashfield on the attack. Back for Wood. Wood fires, and that's blocked by DeVizio, who's had a strong game for the Italians. Long bomb pass to Dave DeVizio, who's in. Knocked off the ball. Nice play for Lisi to Giordano to DeVizio, and a great read and a great save by Graham Arnett down there in the Great Britain goal. 2:15 remain. Italy out shooting Great Britain 28-23. The score 3-0 Italy. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield sends it wide. Corlett tries to do a little too much. Away is Socio. Sogio with Bernardo. And Muia. Another big save by Arnett. And Panarone and Morrison get tied up there. 1:36 to play. And turned over by Ellard. Ellard loses that from Bernardo. Sent in deep by Scorito, who's playing defense on this shift. Scorito, primarily used as a penalty killer for these Italians. Good defensive player. That one bounces off the backside of Wood and out the other side behind Arnett. Still not sure where it is. Shot by Bernardo. Arnett makes another save. Scorito fires, and that's off the face of Jay Ashfield, and Arnett will hang on for the whistle. 57.8 seconds remain here. And barring a complete disaster, Italy should sew this one up for their second straight win after a slow start to the tournament. A question for Beef Claw. Hi, did you ever see David Ling play for the Leafs back in the day? Played for Nottingham last season and was amazing. And that's from Matt and Millie in Derby, UK. Well, guys, David Ling actually played here in St. John's for the Toronto Maple Leafs farm team. And previous to that, he played in another Canadian province, New Brunswick, for the St. John Flames, who were the Calgary Flames farm team for a long time. So I've actually seen David Ling play a lot of hockey. Not surprising to me that he did well in the international level, being that he is a very small, speedy, skilled forward. And at the time when he was coming through the professional ranks, it was a hard time for him. If David Ling was a player today, he'd probably be in the NHL having a lot of success, where smaller players were able to have a bit more room. But yeah, to answer your question, saw David Ling play, and not surprised to hear that he's doing well playing in Great Britain. .35 seconds remain here. Great Britain on the power play. Looking to break this goose egg. Back for Tulip for Graham. Graham sends it in just wide of the goal. Bliss shoots, and that's blocked by DeVizio, who's had a hell of a game here for the Italians. .8 seconds remain here. Face off to the right of Nagnarella. Back for Graham. Graham fires a very nice block save by Nagnarella, who's also rounded into form here as the tournament's gone on. Back for Graham. Graham fires another block, this time by Giordano. And the Italians really earning this one as well, and they're starting to put everything together after a slow start. So the time will wind down, and Great Britain will lose this one 3-0 to a much improved Team Italy since the start of this tournament. Stay tuned, folks, and we will be right back with player of the game announcements, the Italian national anthem, and our post-game show. Stay tuned. And we're back for the player of the game announcements for Great Britain. Number 1, Graham Arnett. For the Italians, number 11, Mike Varelli, who was a force. He's been a force all tournament, but he's been great as this tournament's gone on, and he had a very strong game today. Also, honorable mention for John DeVizio, who had a fantastic game as well. And now the Italian anthem. As the Italians salute their 1 fan in attendance. Well, thanks again very much for joining us, folks. Stay tuned as we'll have our post-game show coming up, post-game / pre-game, and for all you fans in Great Britain, stay tuned because coming up after this, we have the Great Britain women's team, and they are great women, playing Greece in Game 2 for each team in the women's pool of this tournament. So stay tuned. Grab yourself a cold beverage. What time is it in Britain now? 4:30, 5 o'clock. Yeah, you guys can start drinking, and we'll have a good time for the next couple hours here on the show. Thanks again very much, and stay tuned. All right, folks, we are back for the post-game show here, wrapping up the Italy-Great Britain game, and we will be shortly joined by player of the game for Italy, number 11, Mike Varelli. Varelli, coming in today, was leading the tournament in scoring, had another couple of points, so I'm sure he's still right there. I don't have the latest stats in front of me. Yes, he certainly still is leading the tournament in scoring after today's game. As we will work our way over to see player of the game, Team Italy, Mike Varelli. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Big man, soft-spoken. Tell me a little bit about the game today. What was the plan coming in?
Well, we just wanted to kind of stick to our game. You know, we haven't been too disciplined in previous games. So that was our number one thing we focused on. And just trying to get the ball in deep, work hard. We got some fast forwards, and our back end is pretty sturdy. So that was our main focus, and it worked out for us today.
And Mike, I know you buried a power play goal there in the second. Very nice ball movement. Is that something you saw in their setup, that you could work through the box, or how did that come about?
Well, I think you know, it's our fourth game now, and we're getting to know the guys a bit more. And we did see a few flaws in their setup on the PK there. So one thing I was just trying to do was move away from the front of the net and kind of open things up, and it worked for us. So.
Yeah, and I heard one of the guys yell out on your way up that the defense is the anchor of this team, but not really that far off. Shutout today. Goaltender didn't have to make a whole lot of key saves. He was there when needed, but you guys block a lot of shots. Is that the strategy?
Yeah, Andrews, this is his first World Championships, and you know, we're trying to support him. You know, he comes in really focused for the game. And, you know, when we can block a shot, you know, we'll definitely do that for him.
Yeah, I know. I thought you guys were fantastic on the PK today. And again, 5-on-5 in the zone, just not letting balls get through, and certainly clearing out second ones as well, second opportunities. Mike, big defenseman, play a lot on the power play, leading the tournament in scoring. What would your buddies say about that?
I don't know. I got a few buddies back home that, you know, they call me a lunchbox hockey player with cement hands. So I'm sure we'll have a big laugh when I get back home.
Well, we'll have to send them the link. I just checked the updated stats. I know you were tied with Price from Israel coming in. I'm not sure if you had 1 or 2 points that game, but that'll at least put you back in a tie or the lead. So big defenseman, doing well offensively, leading things for Italy. Mike, thanks for joining us. And before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to say hi to back home while you're out here in Newfoundland?
It's my mom and dad, Anna and Steve, a few of my buddies, Gio, and a couple of people from work, Josh, Corrado, Chandra. I hope you guys are watching and you're enjoying the event here.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Mike. Team Italy, slow start, tied Israel, lost their second game, but starting to roll now. So looking good for you guys, and we'll be looking for you on the weekend, Mike. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, thanks, buddy. Hold on. Okay.
How's it going, bud?
All right, and never one for the break in the action. We're back here for another interview with Matt from Team Grittin. So, Matt, you are what is your role?
My role is head coach of Team Great Britain, men and women. It's a pleasure to be here in Newfie. We've had an amazing reception,
Awesome.
Led by yourself, your good self.
It's sort of taken on a life of its own, but you know what? We're having a lot of fun with it too, and I hope you guys are. So,
yeah, definitely.
So you're coaching the men and the women.
I am, yes, I am.
And how did you draw the straw for that one? How did that happen?
I've got a 20-year background in ice hockey. A good friend of mine, Alec Cree, Vice President of Ball Hockey UK, asked me to be involved. I jumped at the chance. He's a great guy, so I said yes. And then I went to Bratislava 2 years ago to Slovakia, and it was a good experience. So we stayed on board, and we've prepared for this one.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, obviously, and we had the girls up here in the second intermission.
Yeah.
And they kind of alluded to the fact that a lot of these teams have a lot of Canadian-based players.
Yeah.
Not, necessarily, while representing their homeland, not necessarily living, working there and such.
Yeah.
And maybe see that as a bit of a disadvantage for your program, but I think your program is an example of what is hoped to happen, I think, for these other countries. And can you speak a bit to the development and the progression you guys have made since Slovakia?
Yeah, the development has been strong, led by the main two teams in Britain of Nottingham Wolves and the Newcastle group. There's a massive contingent up there at the Deck Stars, so a big shout out to those guys. And the sport is growing, definitely. We've moved on a pace. We have a 5-year plan to come in straight after this tournament. Schools programs, college, uni programs. So we're looking at big things. Tournaments are, 200 and 300 players attending at British tournaments now. So we're getting there slowly.
Getting there slowly. And I guess obviously for all players, ice hockey is an influence as well.
Yeah.
The British League has certainly grown in the last few years and attracting more and more high caliber players. Are any of those guys involved kind of back and forth? Any of the ice hockey players involved at the ball hockey?
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 or 4 of the women that have played Team Great Britain ice hockey as well as now ball. We've got probably eight of the unit at least that are a good level ice hockey players. Mm-hmm. And then from the men's, we've pulled a couple of guys in from the pro ranks. Formerly, one of them currently a pro, 2 more that are formerly professionals. One who's even won a Grand Slam with Sheffield Steelers in Britain, in Ben Bliss, and they're quality guys. They're good operators, and they know they're professional in everything they do. So they can only help take the sport forward when they're involved.
Absolutely, and I think that's it. You're on the right track, and if you look at a Team Canada or a Team Slovakia on the men's side, who are some of the favorites and some of the programs they have. I would say the majority of their players have some sort of professional ice hockey experience at some level, and some of them have made the switch and been more successful with the ball hockey. And you got a guy like Joseph Stumple with an NHL career who's here this week. So you guys are certainly on the right track. What's your feeling with the other countries who are just starting to develop? Do you feel things will catch on for them and kind of fit your model and maybe the model of Switzerland that are trying as well?
We're hoping so. I mean, we're trying to do it. We have the guys involved who've been grandfathered in previous years. So we do have, the 3 or 4 Canadians. There was supposed to be a Slovak with us, but he dropped away at the last moment. And what I've said from day one is, as those guys can't make World Championships or choose not to, that's the time we'll carry on recruiting the Brits, and we'll bring those guys on.
Yeah.
From a junior perspective, we've got a lot of progression now, and we're really hoping that the smaller nations in ball hockey, like ourselves, are going to sort of pick up on it and really push their junior programs, really get their national pride behind it, and get together and get some ball hockey players homegrown.
Sure, and and that's the real key, is getting the young ones. And there's no sense recruiting adults because they're gone in a few years. If they build up through the schools, like you alluded to, certainly very important. I'll let you get going here in a minute. I know you've got another big game coming up, but I guess just speak to the girls, how they reacted after the game yesterday. Obviously, one of those unfortunate games that happens at some of these tournaments.
It's natural.
What can you take from that moving forward?
We see where we want to be. That's the first and foremost. The girls look and they see where they want to be in this sport. They know what they want to achieve as a group and also to bring other players through. But I think the simple things are what make this sport as good as it is. People who've come from ice hockey don't expect a great deal from this sport when they come to it. And then they find out that it's easily as addictive. It catches on. Mm-hmm. And what they're looking to achieve now is to push a better result today, certainly. And they're also looking to develop the sport, again, in their areas back in Britain. So we can get a pool of players, a large pool of players, to select from that are from high-level backgrounds. Whether it's from a running background, or whether it's from... we've got tennis players involved, we've got you know, other lacrosse players, you know, the sports that lend to this. Yeah. And they looked at Team Canada yesterday, and obviously we were disappointed. But these are girls that play the sport day in, day out. That is progression. Yeah. And we look at that and we want to be that.
Obviously. So I will let you get going with one final question. Your first time here in St. John's?
Yes.
How's it been so far?
It's an unbelievable place.
Yeah.
You know, St. John's, I can tell you now, you rock. Absolutely rock. You know, we've had the Newfies have been all over us. The horns are going as we're walking down the street. It is ridiculous. Yeah. It is brilliant.
That's fantastic.
The guys are just blown away, so thank you.
Well, and thank you guys very much. Anyone you want to say hello to back home? You know the support's been crazy.
The support back in the UK has been going mental, so thank you guys. We'll continue to work hard. The girls and boys are just proud to have you and supporting them, so thank you so much.
And that's all a big part of building it at home too, and you guys are responsible for a lot of that. So thank you very much, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you, Chris. Brilliant.
Great.